Mm-mm.
Been a minute.
Sit about the world and how you know and still I'll never know. Oh my god, we're finally back. Oh
Hey.
shit. What fucking episode is this?
4?
Episode 4? Episode 4?
I think so. Well,
Okay.
it would probably be like 5 or 6 if
Yeah.
those other
In
episodes
real
weren't,
numbers.
but we had technical difficulties.
Well, welcome to the new episode of Untamed Gems. 2,000 years later. This your girl Kayla and your
And
girl Tara, the
Homo
original
Homo.
homo.
Hey.
Oh man, this shit is fucking crazy, bro. Can't believe like we've been in the house for fucking 2 months already.
It feels longer, honestly, but
Yeah.
we've had our ups and downs. We both went through our own shit, and personally, COVID affected us both personally. So
Yeah, to say the least. Just to the audience checking in, gets to give you guys an update. We took a little break from Untamed Gems because just like I'm pretty sure most of you guys are dealing with a lot of stuff going on. Because shit is just fucking crazy. So we wanted to, take some time to put family first and take care of that and take care of ourselves, most importantly. Get our heads back on straight so when we get back here, we be in the game for you guys. So just to start off on a mental health check, how you doing, homie? How you living?
I'm good today, honestly. Blessed, we're here. We woke up. It's another day. We're not sick, I got my test on. I got tested on Friday. I got my results back. I'm negative for COVID,
Yes.
negative for the antibodies, which was a little bit of a letdown, but it wasn't meant to be. So
Yeah, and then plus they say that the percentage of people that actually have antibodies is like super,
low.
super, super low. It's like below 10%. So
Well, I was gonna say, I think you have to have had COVID to have the actual antibodies for it.
gotcha.
But
I
it's
don't really
like,
know how that works.
yeah, it's just pretty much like antibodies build your immune system up to fight the virus.
Gotcha. Gotcha. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but how's everything else family wise? How's wifey?
Um, it's hard. My aunt is like really upset and things of that nature, but she's keeping herself busy. The family is trying to, comfort her as much as we can at this time, which is kind of like from a distance.
Yeah.
But we have been going there, everybody's very safe. We take our shoes off and wear our masks and everything. But we just couldn't leave her by herself after all this shit that's happened.
Yeah. Especially after everything she's been through. Sheesh.
Yeah. Vanessa's good. She's stressed. It's hard at work, but it's the more that it's dulling down seems to be helping.
Yeah, because I know at one point shit was crazy at her
Mhm.
job with everything going on.
They had like almost 500 people in her hospital, which her hospital is not a big one to hold that many people for COVID. So a lot of them they were just sending home and like, yo, just take care of yourself,
Yeah,
like, because they just want to take the critical
we're gonna
ones.
act like my house phone is not ringing. So
You
I'm like,
still
it's
have a
gonna
house
be.
phone, sis? That's impressive.
Listen, I keep a house phone because that's the phone that I'm like, in case of emergencies, if the world's falling down and I don't have a cell phone, people can get in contact with me. But only
Facts.
like in case of emergency, people and bill collectors in the city of Patterson, that's probably who's calling me right now. Other than that,
I
nobody
feel.
has that number. So
I had a
has
house
its
phone for a
purpose.
bit because it was like a package deal with my internet and my cable, but at this point, I like just have it unplugged. I mean, like I have
Mhm.
the line, I just don't use it
Yeah,
because,
I'm
like you
like,
said, it would always be like some bullshit,
yeah,
like a telemarketer, or it would be like the cable company calling me, "Oh, hey, do you want to do an upgrade?" And I'm like, just
yeah, no.
like I'm good.
Yeah, that's the thing. My house phone very rarely rings. It's mostly the city of Patterson that's been calling lately because they call every day to do check-ins with the city.
Really?
So yeah, it's actually pretty cool. The mayor calls and they do like, you know how when you're out of school they have like the mass call out for
Yeah.
schools. It's like that where he broadcasts a message telling everybody in the city what's open, what's available,
Mm.
the different services for COVID, and reminders on what's going on in the city. So it is a good thing, but half the
Yeah,
time.
my mom has to do that at the high school because she's at Passaic High.
Oh,
Um, so they have to actually personally call students and just check up on them, make sure everything's good with the family and
gotcha.
financially and things of that nature. Um, but she's working from home right now, so
I ain't.
at least she has a job. You know, a lot
And
of
big
people.
up to teachers right now because
Mm-hmm.
this has got to be so tough. Like, I talk to my teacher friends and family members and stuff, and like trying to field calls from parents and,
Mm.
making sure the kids are getting the work and making sure the work is actually getting done. It's like another full-time job. Because my aunt was
Yeah,
telling me, she's like, you got parents that they work during the day
don't
as
care.
well. So you
Mm.
have to adjust to them where you're not on an 8 to 4 schedule. You may
Mm.
have a parent that calls you at 8 o'clock at night because they're finally able to help their kid with their homework.
Or there's students that are like not doing their work until 3 in the morning, and the teachers are like, I see when you log in, like
Mm-hmm.
just just
Exactly.
just do the work, do what you got to do.
Yeah. And I know it's got to be hard for parents too because you're trying to think back to years that were very far behind you and
Mm,
and the work is different and
mm.
you're trying to make sure the kids get it and all that.
Somebody
It's a
was
great
trying
time
to
to not
tell
have
me,
kids.
yeah, for real, thank God, knock on wood for both of us, but
Right?
um they were saying there's a different way to do addition right now.
Oh
Like my
yeah.
one friend who's trying to teach her kids addition, she's saying there's a new way to do it. I'm like,
Child, I
they
don't
don't
know what
even
the hell.
carry the numbers anymore. They don't carry the
Yeah, they have
like,
like these boxes and it's all this extra shit. And then they get the wrong number, but that's the right number. And it's too much for my life.
just do it the old school way. There was nothing wrong with it. What was wrong with carrying the number?
They're trying to teach kids to be problem solvers.
Just solve the goddamn problem. Don't change.
You
But
don't, if
don't
it ain't
fix what
broke, don't fix it.
exactly. It was never broke.
Exactly. But yeah, so aside from that, like I know you said that before you were like doing your yoga to help you stay focused and different stuff. Are you still keeping up with that?
Oh yeah, actually, me and Anna, shout out to Anna.
What
We
up,
were doing
Anna?
we were doing a 30-day yoga challenge with this chick from YouTube. She has like 30 videos, 30 days, you do one a day. Some of the videos are an hour, some of the videos are 15, 20 minutes. So every day was different. It was dope. It was a journey. Some days were a little bit harder than others. I had to pause a few times, but it was definitely kept me active. So I wasn't being a fucking vegetable on the couch.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
You know me, I like to stay active too, physically.
Mm-hmm.
We're 30 now, so I'm trying to stay in shape and things of that nature.
Yeah, and it's more
I go for
important
my
now than
runs
ever.
twice a week too, so
That's awesome. Yeah, and it's
yeah.
more important than ever right now to keep yourself healthy, just
Yeah,
because, you know,
exactly.
shit is crazy, for lack of
Yeah,
a better word.
yeah.
But yeah, that's dope though. Yeah,
I
you guys,
definitely my anxiety has definitely lowered. Because I every day I was waking up thinking I had corona. I'm like, oh, this is it. Mostly just my allergies, especially after Friday when I got the test done. I was just like, I'm just bugging out.
yeah, and can I just say shout out to all the allergy sufferers right now. Everybody is forgetting about us because of all this COVID shit, but we go through this suffering
Every year at
every
this
year.
time. And it seems as I get older, it gets worse because when I was younger, I didn't really have allergies. Like,
Bro, I've had them my whole life. I was supposed to grow out of them, and it never happened.
yeah, I didn't have them as bad when I was younger, but as I get older, it seems it's getting worse. And I wake up and my nose is stuffy, and I'm like, oh, this is it. This is it.
That's so hard, child. I have like this $5 humidifier that you can use like a water bottle, and I have it
Mm,
right next to my bed so I don't wake
mm.
up with my nose like trying to attack me. Yeah,
Yeah, we have a humidifier. I gotta set it up. Vanessa has one.
I'm telling you, it
We
will
haven't
change
used
the
it.
game when you're sleeping.
Yeah, I'm
Will
sure.
change the game. Look at us
Yeah, my
sounding
mom
like
has
old
a
people.
what are those things called? She has like an air purifier or some shit like that.
Gotcha. Those are good.
It supposedly cuts down the noise. I don't know, but I might invest
I
some
know it
money.
cleanses the air for sure, but those are good
Yeah.
too. For allergies, those are also really good.
Mm-hmm.
Because like the allergens in the air, it's supposed to clean out
Yeah,
all of
yeah.
that shit. But
Get all that BS.
yeah, I've been on my end, I've been trying to get back to normal
Mm-hmm.
because it's been a lot to say the least. And
Yeah.
not many people have really heard from me because, like, I've just been kind of hibernating, getting my mind right.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was definitely fucked up for a while. For those that don't know, I had what was that, about 2 weeks ago now?
Mm.
An immense amount of people die in 1 week.
I think it was like maybe three or
No, I
four.
knew a total of 6 people to die that week.
No, 3 or 4 weeks
Oh, 3 or 4 weeks ago.
I don't know
Yeah,
if it was
it
two
may have
weeks
been
ago.
about three now because the funeral was last week. So yeah, it's about three now.
Okay,
But
okay.
I had two of my uncles that passed away.
Mm.
A co-worker that passed away, best friend's husband that passed away, and I also had a 5-month-old cousin that passed away.
Yeah, that
Um,
had to be.
that
Can't
all of
even
like
imagine.
that what made it so difficult for my family is like majority of them were the deaths were no, I also had another uncle that passed away too. I almost forgot to mention him. I had an uncle on my dad's side that passed away, and he was 92. So, and it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't COVID related, it was just old age, and we kind of knew
Yeah.
that was going to come eventually. So it was
Mm.
hard, but it was a little bit more understandable because he had been in and out the hospital the last year.
Yeah.
My other two uncles, which were on my mom's side, that was the hard ones because
Yeah.
the fact that they're my grandmother's brothers, but no one on that side has died in 30 years.
Mm.
So like from my grandmother's immediate family. So it hit my family super hard because it's like the old people in my family live forever. So
Yeah.
you don't really have a concept of them not being here one day.
Mm-hmm.
And we had one pass away on a Thursday, wake up Friday, and the next one passed.
Yeah, that's.
So, and then in the midst of all that, I found out about my cousin as well, which we were looking forward to meeting his son this Thanksgiving, but
Mm.
he passed before that. So it was a lot on us.
Yeah, yeah.
It was really confusing. It was really angering. And then at the same time, with all this COVID shit, you obviously can't see each other. My family's spread out all over the country, but you would think we all are in the same town, how close we are.
Yeah.
So we've been living on Zoom with the family. Like
Mm-hmm.
we've been having tons of group chats and stuff, like, like we were talking about yesterday with the funeral and stuff. It was hard to see that, like seeing nobody in the funeral home and stuff like that. So we're kind of glad that nobody else has really done anything.
Mm.
Most of my family's waiting till after all of this is over to try to do stuff because we're like not being able to hug each other is just straight torture, you
Yeah,
know?
it's same with my uncle. Yeah, it was like surreal, like
Yeah.
because you're just like didn't really get to say goodbye kind of thing.
Yep.
Whereas a few months ago when my grandma passed, we knew what was happening and she was
Yeah.
in her 80s already. Just with my uncle, it was just like he was doing better and
Mhm.
then he wasn't and then he was doing better and then it was just like what the fuck.
Yeah. I think
Um
what threw me the most with all of this is like the range of ages
mm,
that
it
I
affected
had,
a
like I had people like the half of them were, one's 5 months, one's 37, one was 20. And then on the other end, it was people on the spectrum of older age. So it was one of those moments where you kind of got to put life into perspective again,
mhm.
resort out what do you really feel. And at a point I started to get like really numb and
Sorry.
don't die. We need you.
Go in the water, goes in the one. I hate that little tickle.
Water 1, Tara 0.
Yeah, pretty much, pretty much.
But
Oh, wait.
right, but yeah, so it was just like more so of us trying to get back to normal, and I noticed myself numbing out and really getting like more focused on everybody else in my family because we were like, I called it family management for a week because it was just a couple cousins making sure this one gets on and teaching the old people how to get into Zoom, and then
Yeah,
like I didn't really have time to process everything.
yeah,
I took a couple days off of work and kind of just locked in at home to just let it all settle and just
yeah.
like process it all. So I'm finally getting to a better place, but it's a challenge every day, And I know, I'm sure with you too, like you almost forget that this shit is going on when you're home. You
Mm-hmm.
know, then when you go outside and you see people, or like you
Yo,
want to see your family members and, you know, certain people, you, if you see them, you can't go inside. You know, it's just, it's,
even today I went to go to Staples to pick something up, and I walk outside and I see some lady with a mask on. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot my mask. Like,
yeah,
cause I'm just like, oh, I'm running to the store real quick. But thank God I had a mask in my car. I didn't have to come back up.
yeah,
But still, like, it's like the norm now. Like, even when you do go somewhere where you have to wear a mask, like everybody's wearing one, and you're just like, it's like weird. It's just like we're at a
yeah,
weird place right now.
it is. And like, I think probably the hardest part about it for me is like through all of this stuff. And I know you mentioned the same thing with your family, is just not being able to have those connections for
Mm,
closure that you would need when someone passes away, you know?
yeah.
Like, you know, just like being able to be around the person that passed away, their immediate family, and comforting them and
Yep.
all those different things that come with it. Like all of that's kind of gotten moved to the side. So it's kind of difficult,
My
but
my aunt
taking it a
won't
day at a
even
time.
she won't even hug anybody, like, cause she's
Mm-hmm.
just like, I don't want to risk it.
Oh
She
yeah,
even
I
though
don't
she
go in my
came back
mom's house right now.
negative, she just doesn't want to.
Yeah,
She
my
doesn't
my
want to risk it.
grandmother's still up here from North Carolina because she got stuck up here a little
Mm.
bit after my
How's she
birthday.
doing?
She's good. Grandma Liz is cracking me up because she said that she will not go in the backyard because the virus is airborne.
Mm.
So she has not been outside of my mother's house in
At
weeks.
least she woke, but I don't think it's.
No, we've been
I
trying
think
to
if she,
explain to her that she can
yeah, if
go to
she
the
goes in the,
backyard and get fresh air or come on the porch. And she's
yeah,
like, nah, it's airborne.
yeah,
So
like
I'm like, all right, grandma, you got it.
my grandma's the opposite. She's just very ignorant to the
Yeah,
whole
no, I'm
thing.
glad that I
And
was
she'll
like,
sit outside and
ooh,
talk. And I'm like, no, you can't talk to your neighbors and stuff. Like, don't have them in the apartment,
oh
nothing.
my
She's
God.
like, but they weren't that close to me. They were 6 feet. I'm like, no, no, like, don't
Yeah,
even, no, don't have
yeah,
anybody.
we did when my grandmother, like I'll go if I do get a chance to go by, because I mean it's tough not being able to go in the house. Because I
Yeah.
wait all year for my grandmother to come and now she's 5 minutes away and I can't even give her a hug,
Have
you
you been
know?
doing like drive-bys or things of that nature?
Recently we did.
Mhm.
We like
It's
around
getting to
Mother's
that
Day we
point.
did, and we
Well,
like I would. My mom has a glass door,
uh,
for her screen door, so
yeah,
like I'll go up to the glass and talk to her through the glass or whatever. But
yeah,
like I don't let them open the door. My dad tried to open the door and I like slammed it on him.
yeah,
Like you
yeah.
fucking crazy.
Yo, for real. I mean, if you wear masks, I think it's okay because you both have been safe, but everybody's different.
Yeah, but the thing is my man still goes out to work. So I'm
I
like,
feel
I have to be safe because I have asthma. So I mean, and don't judge me because I know I smoke, but it only affects me during allergy season. So I
mm-hmm.
have to be careful with that. And then
Yeah,
really it's my grandmother. They're like, if my grandmother wasn't there, we would go to my parents' house because we've
yeah.
gone to his mom's house here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But with her there, I don't want to chance that at all because she has so many pre-existing conditions.
That's the same
Like
with my
she's got
grandma.
heart problems, all kind of stuff. So I'm like, no, 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 no. Minimize
Mm-hmm.
as many people as possible being around her. So,
Yeah,
you know, we've been being extra cautious. And plus, she don't want us coming in the house because she's like, I don't know where you've been.
yeah,
So,
yeah. No, no. Yeah, you got to be real careful, especially the age. Like you don't
yeah,
want something to happen, and then you're gonna feel uh regret or like guilty about things like that.
yeah. Um, but I'm glad. Oh, V Dog there.
Vanessa's here. Yeah, yeah. She
Tell
just
V
went.
Dog I said, what up?
Kayla
Gang,
says,
gang all day.
"Hey, she gotta go wash the corona off of her, but
Yes.
we'll
Go
probably jump.
sanitize herself.
Yeah, she usually will jump in real quick and just get clean because you don't
Yeah.
know. You don't know
It's better safe than sorry. I'm like, I'd rather be
exactly.
the asshole that does too much than the asshole that finds out she's sick. So,
But the thing is, I mean, personally, I think we should start being around our family and things of that nature because we have to build immunity to this virus. Because at
mhm.
some point, they're not really trying to get this fucking vaccine.
Well,
They're
the
doing as much
vaccine,
as they
I think,
can,
yeah,
but
but the vaccine just on testing alone, their timeline is not realistic.
mhm.
It's not. It's going to take longer.
So we have to start like building our own immune system with family and friends and things
Yeah,
of that
I
nature.
feel like
Maybe
too,
not going to
it's
like a concert or going to the beach, but
yeah, I
little
feel like
things, little
like you
things.
said, it's within moderation. Like I feel like if you know somebody, like I mean, granted, nobody knows what anybody does in their own house, but if you've communicated with somebody and you know for the most part they're being safe and like
Mm.
nothing too crazy, I don't really see anything wrong with that either. But I also know people that are still going out every day like it's nothing. Don't come to my house.
No, yeah. See,
Cool. Don't want to see you no time soon.
I don't do that. I'll go out maybe 3-4 times a week max,
Yeah.
max. Doing essential things, laundry, food shopping,
Yeah, stuff like
uh,
that.
getting gas, or I don't know, fun stuff.
Can I help you, Quincy?
What's up, Quincy?
Quincy back there. Let me out, damn it.
Trying to
But
be on
yeah,
the
no, that's been
podcast.
my right. But that's been my thing too. Like I'll go out, you know, laundry, that regular stuff. Quincy frickin' Jones. Holy crap. Okay, back to what I was saying. um, I usually only go out for stuff like that, whatever. I haven't really like done too much interacting with people. We did like some light family stuff. But
Mhm.
I'm just like I said, I'm just trying to be extra cautious. But like as things are progressing now, I'm like a little more comfortable with being like seeing people a little bit, but still, you know, baby steps into all of this shit. Because
Yeah,
I know
for
people
sure.
that were completely healthy, were like some of the healthiest people I know, and they almost died from this shit. You
Yo,
know? So
facts.
like it's just being careful. But
That's why
um
I was like the most scared after my uncle passed because he was very healthy, he took care of his body,
yeah.
um, worked out often, ate right, and it was just crazy. Like he was the last person. Even like sometimes I wake up and think it's like a bad dream. Like
Yeah.
he's still, well, he is, his spirit is still here. I feel like he used to love, he loves birds, and he had this, I don't even know what kind of bird it is, some kind of little parrot looking thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I always see like birds and stuff now, and I like pay more attention. I know it's the weather's getting nicer too, though. So the one day, I was laying in bed, like contemplating to get up or whatever. I hear like a knock at my window, like a. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I hear it again. I look out the window. I'm like, what? I don't see anything. I swear that it was a woodpecker or something knocking at my
Yeah.
window, like him, like,
Like get
get the
your
fuck
ass up.
up, get your ass. Yeah, exactly.
Yup. No, I hear
So,
you because it was like I had a moment like that too. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead. What were you saying? Because I
oh
like
no,
cut you off there.
but no, that I've just been seeing birds and things more often, like seeing signs like that his
Remind you of
body's
him.
gone, but like he's still here, and we just gotta keep him alive with memory. And like I'll do shit and say stuff that he used to do. Like he used to be a pot stirrer, like an instigator. He would start shit and always like joke around. So now like he's not around, I feel like somebody has to do it. So I'll be like the one that's always joking and doing like silly shit just to like keep
Keep
the
that
family.
memory there. Yeah.
Exactly, because it's like I know everybody misses that. That's what we're gonna be missing, especially in the summer, because him and my aunt had a nice ass backyard, a big pool. We would go there every summer and like just
That was the
eat
chill
and part.
house.
Exactly, we'd go there every summer just to
Yeah.
be by the pool and hang out. And he would be making us burgers, and he used to make these watermelon martinis. Like, so we're gonna really be like this summer. We're gonna be having to keep his spirit alive. So
Yeah.
it's gonna
I
be tough,
feel the
but
same way too. Cause like the people in my life that passed, like there's different things that I carried from all of them. Like my uncle, from up here in Harlem that passed, like he was just like the sweetest person on earth, you know? And
Mhm.
like the other day I was laying in bed watching TV and I like had a sad moment and I kind of got a little overwhelmed. And this wild ass gush of wind just goes into my room. And I took a
Mhm.
second and I took a deep breath and it felt like I was just getting a hug for a minute.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
okay, you know, like
Yeah.
and my another one of my uncles that passed away, he was a massive Ravens fan.
Mhm.
So, you know, I've been boycotting the NFL for like since Colin Kaepernick,
Mhm.
but I'm coming out of my boycott specifically for my uncle because that
If we even
was
get a season
because
this
my
year.
well, this is the thing. His team was my team.
Yeah.
So like I was the only one of his nieces that ended up liking his team. So like
Yeah.
that was always like the thing I looked forward to. So now I'm like, whenever football season does come back, I'm gonna look forward to that. Okay, so my neighbors are outside making mad noise. If you
I
guys
was
hear
gonna
that
say,
sounds,
is the Millennium
I'm
Falcon
fine, I
there? Like, what's
promise
going
you.
on?
Yeah, because there's somebody with their loud ass car outside. I told you I live in the hood. Quincy, relax, it's fine. You got scared.
But yeah, no, like, we all get different signs and closure in
Yeah.
our own way.
It's
You
just
know,
a matter of taking all of that and like you said, like repurposing it so you keep that memory alive. And
mm-hmm.
I think that's what's kept us. And even with my family, it's forced us to be closer because, like I said, nobody's passed in so long. So now my family is like a wake up call that we're like, no, this matters. Like we have to make
Yeah.
time for each other. So like on Zoom, we were watching old family videos and stuff,
Mm.
and like seeing my uncles, and so it was really cool. It was really nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
But moving on to a little bit more sad stuff. Quincy, don't you start this shit because it's outside.
Oh.
I muted my mic for a second because he barking too much.
Quincy. Anyway.
Okay, I'm back. I had to yell at my dog real quick, guys. Okay, so just I wanted to make sure we touched on it because it's just something that is so tragic and important for us to touch on. The two recent shootings that have come out in the last week or so. One took place in February, one took place in this past March. Ahmaud Arbery was 25 years old from Georgia. He was trying to look for the correct word because killed is not strong enough. He was
slaughtered.
This was a modern day lynching for lack of a better word.
He was jogging. Wasn't he just
jogging,
like down
minding his fucking business? Because apparently you can't be black and jog in America. What's his name? Gregory Michael, which is the father, and Travis McMichael, the son. Two racist white men followed him.
Yeah, they were white supremacists.
White supremacists. They accused him of trying to rob something, even though he was jogging and had nothing in his hands. And they tracked him down in their truck and shot and killed him. He attempted to fight back, but as the video showed, he was unfortunately unable to win that battle. And then as well, we had Breonna Taylor, 26 years old, of Louisville, Kentucky. Her and her boyfriend were, for one, were in an altercation with the police when they did a raid on her home and came to the wrong apartment. Their suspect was already in custody, but the warrant wasn't double checked. And the boyfriend, trying to do his due diligence and protect his home, took out his licensed gun and attempted to boy, I'm mad too. I'm mad about it too.
So wait, did this chick that they had the warrant for, did she live in the residence with them?
No, this was Breonna Taylor. This was her home, her and her boyfriend's home. The warrant was for a totally different place.
Oh, okay. So the address was like completely wrong.
Yes, the address was wrong. Sorry.
Sense. Come on, Quincy.
Sorry.
No, it's all good.
Now I understand how the newscasters feel. Oh goodness. Okay, so yes, they were in there. What happened is the cops, when they came in, the boyfriend pulled the gun because he's trying to protect himself. He ended up shooting one of the cops in the leg. And apparently they weren't aware that they were police officers as well. And the police officers opened fire and killed Breonna with 8 shots.
Well, anytime you're being woken up in the middle of the night, of course you're gonna just be like, "What the fuck?" Like, who's in my house? At any time of
day you wake me up, I'm gonna be like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Yeah, like, who's in my house? Even if somebody wakes me up on my couch, I'm swinging. Like, I swung at Vanessa several times.
If I'm watching TV in my house and my door opens and it's not supposed to, you might get stabbed.
Yo.
I keep a blade in my drawer right next to my bed for reasons like that. I used to live by myself.
Why
would you not check?
That people aren't, why wouldn't they check, first of all? But why wouldn't they think people are going to react the way that they're reacting?
Because
Like, we have to
Apparently in
protect
this,
ourselves. No one else
but
is
this is the
going
problem. Apparently in this country, Black people don't react like normal people. It's apparently to them, Black people are not supposed to have natural reactions. Natural reactions are causes for instigation in their view. Now, I'm not speaking in regards to all cops, because my father's a retired police officer, so I know the difference in between what you're supposed to be doing and what you're not supposed to be doing.
facts.
And
This is just sloppy work in general, and they
yeah,
should
and
all
both of
be
these cases,
reprimanded.
it's
Yeah.
now May, and both of these cases are coming up because they were hidden. I mean, the Ahmaud Arbery case, they had multiple prosecutors drop off for what's that called? Conflict of interest.
Mm-mm.
The Breonna Taylor's boyfriend was arrested
Well,
after
because
they
weren't those two guys, the father and the son, weren't they like they were retired cops or something
the
like that?
father is, I believe, a retired cop, and he also worked for for a prosecutor's office within the
That's why it's
county,
conflict of interest. They're all fucking.
because all the
It's
people
all
that were over the
colluding.
cases knew him. So now they're starting a DOJ investigation, and as well, they're trying to get a prosecutor from North Georgia to come and do the actual investigation and court case, because they need somebody that's non-biased.
Yeah.
Because clearly they don't get it. And I mean, I can't stress to people how tragic this is and how differently it feels for people that look like me. Like,
Yeah.
these are everyday things. There's people that have been in their car listening to music. They're in the car with their children. They're walking down the street, going to the store. They're in their own place of business. Like, there's been so many instances where people are just brutally murdered. And what does that tell us? Does that tell me that now if I walk down the street, I have to, and we already carry that we have to walk a little bit differently. We have to watch what we're doing, not to be intimidating to people. I shouldn't, like, if I'm walking around with a hoodie and I have a mask on right now, I shouldn't look intimidating to you because my skin's a little bit darker, that you clutch your purse closer. But that's what happens. So now every time that my man leaves my home, or my brother leaves home, or any other man of color that I love leaves home, I'm always thinking to myself, stay safe, because I don't know if they're gonna come home.
That's in general.
That's a real thing.
Life is crazy, but this shit needs to stop. And I think that more people, because of what's going on right now, everybody's home and like actually paying attention, that more people are seeing like what the fuck is going on. They're
Yeah,
like,
but the thing is that
there are
this is
more
something,
people
when
are
it comes
waking
to
up.
this, Tara, this has been happening.
Oh
This has
yeah, this
always
has
been a common thread in our history, and people know it. They ignore it, and there's no excuse for it. There's no generalization. There's none of that. They are. It's
that's the
clear.
thing, like, because people don't want to take responsibility for something that they didn't personally do. You know what I mean? But it's like you're
But this is somebody not taking responsibility for what they did personally do.
Exactly, facts.
And that's a lot, and majority of these cases do run like that. And the thing is, okay, perfect example. In this case with Ahmaud Arbery, there's a whole gentleman that has not been arrested that was filming this, like we were talking about. He was filming the whole thing happen, but he's not arrested. But what was the gentleman we were talking about yesterday? Oh my God, I'm blanking out on his name right now. The gentleman that died that the police killed in a chokehold. There was someone
Eric Garner.
Eric Garner. There we go. In the middle of his situation, the gentleman that was recording, they arrested him for recording. So it shows you the difference when how it matters.
Thing with America, United States, but every state has different laws.
That's but in a case like that, irrelevant, because it's the same.
The whole justice system is flawed. Like, I'll say that right now. I was saying it yesterday too, because it's too much collusion and too much where people know each other. And
but this is bigger than just the justice system too, because you got to realize that it's not just the justice system. Like, one of these people was killed
but it is, though. It's the justice system, because their whole thing is to keep
Yes, but that's you're talking
Minorities
in
in
terms of,
jail.
but you're talking about in terms of consequence after the action has already taken. So who's going to jail, who stays in jail? This has nothing to do with our everyday. Every day when if I'm driving through a certain neighborhood, I'm from Jersey. I've lived here my whole life. There are certain towns that I sit differently when I'm in there. When I'm talking to people at a register, I talk to them differently. I have
Oh yeah,
to
yeah,
adjust that,
definitely.
not just for the sense of um not just for the sense of like, oh, I'm trying to be polite to people because that's me in general, but you can physically see the change in someone's face when they're uncomfortable that you're black. It's
Mm,
clear. There's no mistaking it. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. It's clear. You
yeah.
see it on their face how uncomfortable it makes them. And like, and that's not something that most people have to deal with. It's not, and like when you go into your everyday life, like I perfect example. I know kids, they go into a new school. They come from a impoverished area. They could have been excelling in gifted and talented programs, but they go into a new school with predominantly white kids, and the school system doesn't want to put them in advanced class placement because they said that they won't be able to keep up before they
Mm,
even know if the kids can do the work. You know, it's things like that. The entire structure of how our country is built,
yeah.
it puts away people that are considered the other. But these are the people right now, you look at it, COVID's affecting Black people and Native Americans more than it's affecting anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody, period. Period,
Yeah.
period, period. And and I tell you, it's like day and night. No sooner did they say that we were getting affected the worst, did the orange guy in the White House decide that it's okay for everybody to go back to work.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that are going to go back to those jobs, those are going to be the Blacks, the Hispanics, and lower income families that can't afford these big jobs, that they weren't working from home to begin with.
Mm.
Those are your cashiers, those are your gas station attendants, your hairstylists, your whatever, what have you. These are not high paying jobs. And
But
you
were
know,
they saying why it's affecting Black people more?
because
Is
we
there a
have
reason why?
because
It,
we're
it,
more predisposed to have pre-existing conditions because our resources are lacking. So
that's what
we
I was
have
thinking because of also what.
Black people have asthma, heart conditions, high
Mm,
blood pressure, all of those different things that are extreme risk factors for COVID. Those
yeah.
are very heavy in the Black community, and that's stuff that just stems back because that goes into the type of food that we eat.
Yeah.
But the reason why we eat that type of food is because of this country, because that is not our native food.
Well, I was gonna say, and like that's what they can afford. That's what certain people can afford at the time. And for
Exactly.
some reason, the fatty, high carb food is always cheaper than like a salad and things of that nature. Even
And
at
not
like
even, and then if
places
you
like
go into certain
McDonald's.
areas, they don't even have supermarkets. The only thing they have is the bodega or the 7-Eleven that may
Yeah.
not sell fruits and vegetables. They only sell processed food. So you're in a complete food desert that you don't even have access to good food.
Yeah.
You know? And then not even just that, the quality of air, the quality of living. I mean, shit, look at me right now. I've been without
Yeah.
hot water for a week.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's fucking
Like,
I
but
would
that's
have
the thing. These
I
in
don't
our
know, I would have
area,
been
stuff like,
freaking out.
yeah. I mean, I've been freaking out for weeks because this has been the position, but this is what happens in our neighborhoods because they don't care because they think that we're less than. They look
Mm,
at you as a lower life form. Like it's
yeah.
kind of, I mean, we'll get into that with the Westworld conversation, but something that you said yesterday that really made me think about it is when we were talking about when Dolores, when you see her in the, see her as a robot,
Yeah.
that what before that you're looking at her and she's a robot, but and then that she'll do most of the things that you do, but it's still a little bit different. So you always have to have that distance in your brain
Yeah.
because you can't physically see the distance. You know, I feel
Mhm.
like that's the same thing that Black people have. There's this indoctrination and certain people's minds and how they were raised over generations that they automatically think, oh, they're somebody else, they're an other. There's always that
Mm,
separation. They don't feel pain the same. They're lazy, they're dirty, they're those things. That's a construct they've developed, but it's not reality. And
Yeah, unfortunately,
that gets stacked against.
there still are uh a minority of people that do think that way, but I hope, that the future we'll have
Yeah, but that's the
more
problem when we have a
unity.
system like we're in right now, where you have someone at the top that enables that behavior.
Oh,
You can't
yeah,
get rid
well,
of
you
it
know how I feel about
if the
him.
bosses are enabling it.
What he said he was taking the medicine for COVID even though he
He's
doesn't fucking
taking
have it.
hydrochloroquine.
I hope that shit fucking kills him. I honestly.
I'm listen. If you ask me, he got that it. I've been saying this shit for the longest. His ass got COVID. How the hell everybody else in the office got COVID except for your ass?
Did you see what Nancy Pelosi said?
No, I didn't.
Oh my god, I was cracking up. She's
What
like
did the Shade Queen
somebody.
say?
She's like somebody um of his weight range and his age range. Like, but the way she said it was so shady. I was just like, oh my god, this is great. She's just
Yeah,
straight up
no.
throwing shade at him
I
because
loved Obama talking about him this week. That just made my life better. He was like,
yeah.
when he did the commencement speech, and he was like, yeah, thinking about doing what feels good and what's easy. That's how little kids think. And, some adults think like that too. They even have fancy titles and they don't
Yo,
do them. And I was like, I wonder who he's talking
the
about.
shade. I
Yeah,
miss Obama so much, honestly. Just
yo,
like
for real.
being proud of like having somebody that is, I don't know, has a few more brain cells and can actually speak and has charisma. I don't know. I just miss having him in the office because
You
I
know
look at Trump and I'm
what's
still like,
bad?
how did this happen? How?
Yes, when I knew it was bad, I heard a speech talking about COVID from Bush. Bush ain't my favorite president either. But
No.
let me tell you, I felt so comforted by what he said. I
Because
was like, I miss having people, and mind you, he can barely put a sentence together either. But
yeah.
it's
But at
nice
least,
to hear compassion.
yeah.
Like, you
Definitely.
want to be a sleaze bag every day of the week, knock yourself out, but I need you to cut the shit when it counts. You
Yeah,
know?
that was my whole thing, how he handled the whole COVID thing. He should have shut the country down back in like January, February. Um, but he didn't. He
I
waited
mean,
too
even how
long.
we're opening up. You got 50 different states doing 50 different things opening up,
That's what I'm saying though. Like everything,
and they're all running
they
out of
say
money.
we're united, but how united are we really? It's just a word. It's really not. We don't live up to that actual united
Mind
word.
you, not even to mention Puerto Rico is a part of the United States. They're all eligible for checks, and they haven't gotten paid yet either.
Damn.
Mind you, poor Puerto Rico is dealing with COVID. They're dealing with earthquakes still, and they're still dealing with the aftermath from Maria.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Like, they can't,
I
and
can't even imagine
hurricane
it.
season just started.
Yeah, I can't even imagine.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's crazy because there's
tough.
people in states that are just living their daily life, going to work, not wearing a mask, nothing.
Because it hasn't gotten to them yet. And I think that's what the difference is. Like, I try to stay mindful when I'm talking to people, because I've realized that talking to my family, because we're all spread out over the country. So, everywhere else it may be different than it is here. So I'm talking to family and stuff, and I'm like realizing, I'm like, yo, it really is different. Like, I had a family member that was like, oh, well, you just wash your hands, stay away from people. And I'm like, how do I stay away from people?
Mm,
was like, there's
yeah,
like, I was like, there's 4 floors in my house,
yeah,
like all filled with people, more people than they're supposed to be here.
yeah, yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
like, you like in Jersey, you can't walk 2 feet without stumbling over somebody unless you live out in like an area that's more spaced out. But
Exactly.
majority of us aren't like that. So I'm like, I gotta kind of understand those people, and I the economical part is hitting them more than anything else. So I can understand how they, when you're going through shit, you think about yourself. You don't think about other people.
Well,
But
because
that's where the federal government is supposed to bridge the gap.
at the end of the day, you gotta take care of yourself before you start trying to take care of other people.
Mm.
Um, financially though, I was proud that they did send out a stimulus check. I mean, and then what was that? Um, also, I'm collecting unemployment right now, and I'm getting a little bit more, extra money on top of that. So I'm making more than I would be if I was working. So some people are racking in a little bit more than what they usually would. So I'm hoping people do save that money or invest that money instead of just throwing it away on stupid shit or Jordans or things of that nature.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean,
Yeah.
I heard we were getting a second check, but I don't know how true that is.
As of right now, it just got passed.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys hear me,
Kayla's having technical difficulties right now with Quincy. Put a little muzzle on him. She's definitely cursing his ass out right now.
and he's still talking shit. You hear him? He argues back. Don't nobody care how you feel right now.
He's trying to fight.
Shut up, or I'm gonna get the collar, and you're gonna be
He wants
mad.
to shoot the one.
I'm gonna get his training collar, and he's gonna be mad as hell. Zap his little ass.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so to let everybody know what's going on, I live on a street where everybody likes to hang out. So people are driving past with their loud ass cars, and it scares my dog. So when he hears the loud muffler, he freaks out. So if you just hear my mic go out, that's because Quincy's gonna start wilding out. So you can feel free to just fill in, but I'm watching and I'm listening, so I'll be here. Yeah. So okay. So moving on to the next topic, we were gonna talk about because I wanted to make sure we touched, and I'm just glad we touched that on those two cases. I'm definitely gonna be following that to keep going, and before I forget to finish the statement I was saying about the checks. These cases we'll be getting back to the more information we get on them. But as for the
Uh-oh. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what she's gonna say, but
okay,
she's
sorry,
yelling
guys.
at Quincy.
I'm gonna kill this little fucker. Anybody want a dog?
He didn't bark like this the last few times.
Because there wasn't so many people outside. People acting like it ain't no damn COVID out there.
No, for
Which
real.
I'll get to that. But what I was saying with the checks, we'll try this again before Quincy starts losing his mind. With the checks, it passed through the House of Representatives, so now it has to go through the Senate. They brought it down to another $1,200 check, and there's a bunch of other stuff that's in that bill. We were hoping for the $2,000 checks, but that didn't happen. The Republicans didn't like that idea. But that should be voted. I believe that's next week or this week at some point or something like that. They're voting on that. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, but I'm pretty sure they're going to happen.
Yo, we keep getting these checks. I'm going to fucking get myself out of debt. My credit is going to be...
But that makes sense to me. Give people money, because then if a bunch of us can catch up and get out of debt, we'll fucking spend money when this is all over.
Facts. I'm trying to buy a house right now.
And the housing market about to crash. Y'all need somebody to buy houses, right?
Exactly. Give us the money.
But yeah,
bitch better have my money.
And guys, I know we've been trying to put it on an episode for like the last 2 episodes that didn't work, but I just remembered too. Census Day has passed, but guys, if you haven't filled out your census, do it. I know.
Can you still fill it out?
Yes, you can. You sure can, because they will call your house if you haven't filled it out yet now. But
really?
Go to census.gov. It literally takes 5 minutes of your life. You can do it online. But all this shit that's happening right now, this is how you get funding for your local government, your hospitals, your police officers, your firemen. So if you guys really give a shit about what's happening right now and what's going on in your neighborhoods, do the fucking census so these people can get paid better, one, and we can have the resources that we need in the event that something like this happens ever again. Hopefully it does not. But moving on, we wanted to talk about, because Mother's Day just passed. How are your special occasions looking during quarantine? How was your Mother's Day?
Mother's Day was actually really nice. We ended up going by my aunt's and hanging in the yard, so we weren't feeling like we were on top of each other. We stayed kind of spread out and
Yeah.
had our masks on until we ate, obviously. But it was really nice. We had a good day. It was decent weather. We surprised my aunt with a few things because she just lost my uncle, so she's really been down in the dumps. Um, but it was like the first year they didn't have to. My grandma wasn't with us.
Yeah.
She went down by my aunt in Bricktown.
Okay.
Because they wanted to see her, and she got to see like my cousin's kids, so she got to see her great grandchildren and things. Um, so it was nice for her, and like my mom and my aunt had a little break from babysitting her, even though they did.
Yeah.
We missed her, but
But it's still, sometimes you
it's a
need that
task.
space. Yeah, it is.
It's a task on Mother's Day. So they had a little break, and we put together a few things for my aunt in the yard. She got like a little fire pit and a little swing.
Oh,
So she
nice.
was we brought her spirits up a bit, and we ate a lot. So it
That's
was
always
good
good.
time. I mean, I wouldn't want to do it every day because it's like we don't want to risk it. We don't, even though we've all been home for this long, we kind of know who we've been
Yeah,
around, but we still wear our masks and still, don't wear our shoes inside, things of that nature. Because even your shoes, people don't think about it, but there's a lot of germs on your shoes.
exactly. So you're just tracking it into the house. Like right now, we've been like leaving our shoes right outside the door so
Mm-hmm.
that we don't track it in.
Best
Um,
bet.
yeah, I hear you. For
How about
us,
you?
Mother's Day kind of sucked, not gonna lie.
Mm.
On the bright side, we did go by my sister-in-law's house and I got to see her gorgeous new apartment. She bought a house and like redid her whole little thing, so that was dope. We kicked it with them for a bit, but I was kind of down in the dumps because I couldn't see my grandmother and my mom.
Yeah. Did you
Um,
do a drive-by or anything?
I didn't the day of
Mm.
because I didn't want to make them sad either because I couldn't touch them, and I know that
Yeah.
hurts them too. Um,
It's tough.
yeah, it
We're
is.
used to like physical touch just as humans, and like not to comfort
Exactly.
family in like the time of like mourning and things of that nature. It's
It was
just
really hard. So my man was great. We just kind of hung back at the house. We went and saw his sister and came back home. And then
mm-hmm.
the next day, no, that following Tuesday, we went and we were in the supermarket and we saw flowers. So we bought flowers for my grandmother, my mom, and his
Mm.
sister and mother. And
Yeah.
we kind of did some ride-bys and dropped them off to everyone. So it was a nice little after Mother's Day surprise for them. And then like,
Flowers,
yeah,
fresh flowers always like cheer everybody up. It's just like
yeah.
a
And then I was being a
little.
complete like idiot to make my grandmother and my mom laugh. So I was like blasting my mom's favorite song out of my car in front of the house and
Hey.
dancing from the sunroof. And my mom was like in the bay window, like, hey, hey.
Hey.
And I was like, yeah, grandma, stay inside. But it was cool. My dad misses my dog more than he misses me.
You
He's
should
like, just
drop his
bring
ass off
Quincy
right
over here.
now. Yeah, next time we
Man,
record, have him
right?
babysit.
I'm like, let him run around your backyard. Like, you don't gotta bring him in the house, just let him run around.
Yeah, for
He gotta
real.
get there. Everything back there is gated, and he ain't going nowhere. Let him run, and when he come back, he'll go to sleep.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, but other than that, I mean, it's been different. Like we've done a couple birthday Zoom parties.
Yeah, that's awkward.
Ours have been fun though. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean,
It's
like I'm
mostly
sure
big
it's
ass
fun, but
roast
it's just
sessions with my family.
it's still like you can't physically be together, so it's just still that barrier,
Yeah, but
you
I
know?
guess because all of us are always so split apart, it kind of makes it feel it helps, you
Mm.
know? Like my
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
cousins
It's
that are all
definitely
the way in North
technology.
Carolina or Texas or Cali or Maryland, like we're all on at the same time. Whoever's in the house is popping in, hey, how you doing? Like it's nice. And we're all of us are like laughing at our grandmothers, cracking jokes on each other. And it's been helpful. Like
Yeah.
Zoom party's probably been the best thing that's happened to my family right
I
now.
just feel bad for people that are having like uh milestone birthdays or things of that nature, and they can't be with their friends or family.
Yes.
People that we went to school with. Everybody's turning 30 this year, so it's like
Hmm.
They're having
Which that
quarantine.
reminds me, I have to show some birthday love to friends of the show.
Hey,
Today is Benji's 30th birthday. Hey.
shout out
And
to
after
Benji. Happy
right, and after
30th.
recording, he doesn't know this yet, but after recording, I'm actually gonna do a drive-by by his house. His sister set up for a couple
Oh,
friends to come by and
nice.
show some love.
That's dope.
And this past Sunday was Saga's birthday, also
Mm-hmm.
friend
Shout out
of
to
the
him.
show, and
More than friend.
yeah, that's my baby.
He's our
But
editor. Like,
right, and co-editor.
yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah.
the reason that we've gotten this shit together. But yeah, they both had milestone birthdays. Saga turned 35, Benji turned 30, and haven't really been able to do much. Saga, I don't think
Yeah.
was complaining because he really wanted to stay home, so it gave him an excuse to not do things.
Honestly, because we know
Yeah,
like the impact of there's nothing we can really do anyway. So it's
yeah.
like
Which I'm so glad that our birthdays were right before all
right
the
before.
happened. Because if we, not for nothing, if the country would have closed when it was supposed to, both of our birthdays would have been
Yeah,
canceled.
they would have been screwed. We got lucky right
My
before.
whole family's been like, yo, they were showing pictures from my birthday and videos and shit in the Zoom party, and they were like, thank God Kayla decided to come down here because this was the last time any of us got to do anything fun.
Timing.
Yeah, because
Everything's
we
timing.
shut down, 2 weeks after I got
Well,
back?
they know us Aquarius women have been able to handle not celebrating our
You
birthdays
know what
the
I'm
way that we
saying?
wanted to.
Aquarius season, the only
We
lit
would have been
season
like,
that
what the
mattered this
fuck?
year. Gang, gang, all day, gang, gang.
No, for real, we're the only sign that actually got to celebrate our birthday.
Us and who's before us?
Oh, Capricorns.
Capricorns.
Yeah,
Capricorns got theirs too.
they're crazy, so whatever.
Yeah, they're crazy, but it was all about us anyway. We're
Yeah,
the
yeah.
only birthdays that mattered.
Oh my
We're
god.
the only sign that was a full 2020. Capricorns,
Yo.
they got a little slash of 2019 in there.
Yeah. Damn,
All
man.
of Aquarius, we had a birthday.
After this is all over, though, we're gonna celebrate with the other signs.
Oh yeah, no,
I got a few Aries and
my
Tauruses that
mom,
I need to
her
celebrate
birthday
with.
passed. She didn't get to do anything either, but I think she was kind of happy. We did a surprise Zoom party for my mom's birthday.
I remember, yeah.
That was funny because
Mhm.
my mom gets in the party and her sound is all fucked up, so everybody's like, "Hey!" and she can't hear anything, so she's just smiling and waving. Then my grandmother's like, "Are they all over at Hope House? How they all on the screen at the same time?"
Oh my god. That was like this past weekend, Vanessa's one with Vanessa's dad's aunt, so like her great aunt, just turned 30, not 30, like in 93. So we got her on Zoom and we were all talking, but talking to her and we were trying to get everybody to like talk at once because it was just like you probably know it's just like gibberish at some point.
Yeah, like at some point you just mute everybody.
Yeah, so at some point we were like, okay, this person talks, say happy birthday, say what they gotta say, and then we had one person designating who would go next. It was fun because like we got to see her family and things of that nature. And her one cousin was like, I think they were at Home Depot or something, but their background was like a field, like a random field. So we were dying, and every time they came up on the screen, we're just like, what the fuck are they doing? They had their masks on, and we were. It was a good time. It was nice to see her too.
That reminds me, in one of the Zoom parties that we did with my family, I had on like my daishiki bathrobe, like nightgown.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like all African print and shit. So I put on like the galaxy background behind me. My family didn't know that there's virtual backgrounds.
Oh my god!
I just pull up and they're like, "This bitch got on a dashiki and she's in space." And I was like, "Wakanda forever, I just gotta come through, show y'all some love from Wakanda." Then all my great aunts, I want to be in space.
Yo, for real though, you gotta have fun with it.
Girl, my grandma was like, "Put this on my phone. How you do that?" It was great. It definitely has made things a lot lighter. It's just they be up there too long. My family, girl, the day of the funeral, they were up there from 11 o'clock in the morning till 2 o'clock at night.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I was like, oh, I need a break.
Yeah,
I love y'all, but I need a break.
Yeah, that's OD.
Yeah. But I guess I think it's awesome though that we've all found different ways to still keep in touch with family and like still find. I guess that's a tribute to the resilience of humans. You know,
Mhm. We find a
we
way.
always find a way. You know,
Mhm.
because I mean, what was it? Not even 6 months ago, all of us were talking about we need to get off technology.
Mm.
You know, like
If we
we
didn't
need
have it
less
right now, we would have
technology.
been
Like
going fucking crazy.
exactly. So I feel like it's less of a need for not necessarily a need for not having technology. It's learning how to focus your energy into the moment and like
Mhm.
actually
Instead
when
of
you're
just
dealing
scrolling.
exactly when you're talking to somebody, use that moment to interact, you know,
Be in the
versus it
moment
just
instead of being like
yeah.
scrolling it mindlessly.
Yeah, like those moments when you're hanging out with your friends, you'll put the phone down. When you go to the bathroom and take a piss, but take your phone with you. You know, like
Yeah, yeah,
come up
yeah.
with something. But
I've been
that's
trying to stay off my phone more often. It's definitely not easy, but um, like everything I do is on my phone. I listen to music on my phone. I watch stuff on my phone off of YouTube. Like all the resources are at our fingertips, so it's like hard to put it down sometimes. But then I do find myself not wanting to be near it or be on it because it's just like
yeah,
I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'm enough of that.
yeah.
Enough of you don't want to see negative things too sometimes, or you don't want to get sucked in. Because I joined TikTok and all I do is like watch TikToks and shit, and I'm like, okay, enough of this. I just spend an hour on TikTok.
Yo, it be like that though. Like I literally look at, I'm like, oh my god, I've been doing this too much. Like the amount of Netflix I've watched is absurd.
That's
Like
different though, because like
absurd.
at least you're like doing something and not just sitting there on your phone. I feel like
Yeah,
watching something, at least you'll get something out of it. Maybe not knowledge, but maybe like some kind of, I don't know,
some kind of
fun,
enjoyment. Because
pleasure.
I've watched mad good shows lately.
Yeah, actually today I just started watching the new Charm series.
Oh, it's good, right?
I actually like it.
I have to catch up on the last season. I like it.
It's more modern. But they kind of keep to the main details like the original one. But I
Yeah.
like how they switched it up and like they're Latina and the
Yeah,
one
it opens
sister
up
is
the spectrum of
gay.
what can happen in that show.
Exactly, yeah. But because like I like Charm, but it got vanilla at times. Like they were all white women that were straight and did this and that, and it was like okay,
Yeah, and
like you
that's the
know it was
thing.
predictable.
Yeah, and that's the thing too that I thought was cool about Charmed having Latinas on it is because that's a part of Latina culture too. But
Especially yeah, like
yeah, so
what
I'm
is it
like, there's
called?
really cool elements that they can eventually add in, you know,
What do
to
they call it in Puerto
there's a
Rico?
lot of different names.
It starts with a B
Um,
though, right?
well, brujeria is one form.
Brujeria, that's what it's called.
Voodoo is different. Santeria is different. They all
Mm-hmm.
are in the same realm. It's like the difference of like in Christianity, you got Pentecostal, Baptist.
Okay.
It's kind of like that in that
Just
world
different views and different
spirituality.
beliefs,
Yeah, they
different
have
spells.
a similar kind of thing going on, but they have different objectives and certain things change, or this may be called this in this religion and this may be called that. You know,
Word.
little changes like that. But I feel like there's a lot of cool opportunities that come with that. So that's pretty dope too. But so now I know we've been doing a lot of stuff over computer and messenger and video chat and all that stuff, but the best time in the Northeast is coming, and it is now almost summer.
Mm. We
Um,
felt it last weekend too.
yo, first, can we talk about the fact it was snowing 2 weeks ago and then it was 87 last week?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
the
It
fuck?
was snowing at my brother's the one weekend, and then last weekend it was like 80 something degrees.
Oh
I was
my
like,
god, I was in this house sweating so bad. I was just mad. I just wanted to throw shit because I was so hot and couldn't take a shower.
mm.
I was like,
Wait, you
"Who
don't
are
have AC
you?"
either?
Oh no, the AC wasn't in because we weren't anticipating it being
Uh,
87.
that's a bitch.
And then to show you how life has just been fucking with me lately. So we have a fan. I go and
Yeah.
buy another fan from Target while I'm doing my grocery shopping. And I was like, you know what? We'll have an extra fan in case it starts warming up. We don't got to put the air conditioner in just yet. brings fan home, fan is broken.
Oh no, did you bring
So
it
we
back?
go through the whole 87 day with one fan.
Damn.
The struggle.
Did you bring the fan back and get your money back?
Hell yeah. I brought
Yeah.
it back and the lady was like, oh, that had to suck because it was hot too. I was like,
Yeah, for real.
but on the bright side, my mom got me an even better fan for the same price from Costco.
Hey,
Yo,
shout out to
this shit is like
Costco.
an industrial fan. It's like crazy air. I couldn't believe the shit. But
No, but yeah, I'm excited for the summer. I'm hoping that we
like it's summer.
can actually do
Yeah.
stuff outside, have activities. At least I'll be able to go by my aunt. I don't know if I'll go to the beach.
Yes, that's a thing.
I don't want to wear the one day when it was really hot. I was very uncomfortable with the mask on, so I'm like, I'm not wearing this mask on the beach. Nah, you won't catch me with no fucking mask tan line.
See now, like I don't know if I want to do the beach in Jersey anymore.
I was
Because
saying, to our friends, I'm like, even if we take a ride to like Maryland or South Carolina, go to their beaches, it might be a little bit safer. I just don't
that's
trust it
the
up
thing I'm
here.
thinking about. Like, I'll go to the beach. I like walking the boardwalk. And I mean, in my younger days, I didn't mind getting in the water and swimming with beer cans.
Hmm.
But now that COVID has happened, I'm like, if I see a diaper at Seaside in the water, I'm gonna freak the fuck out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I
Even though
might need to start
the
swimming in water
ocean's
that I
like
can
too
see my feet in.
salty, like it will kill all like the germs and things of that nature, but you gotta wear like the sand. I don't know how much the
Yeah,
sand
but that's
actually.
my thing. Like,
You'll be safe in the
you
water. You
jump in
just
the New York Harbor, you might turn into Spider-Man or an X-Man. So,
yo.
like, if you go to the shore, like, how does that work in the water?
Mm,
I don't know.
yeah.
Because you can't, I might need to be somewhere where I could see some shit. So, at the very least, I know I'm not swimming with a dead body or some crazy shit. Like,
Word.
I need to know what's going on in the water now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know,
Facts.
but like I'm wondering too, like what that's gonna be like. I mean, because you know the
I think
thoughts
it's
come
gonna
out
be
in
packed
summer.
because the majority of people that live in Jersey are fucking idiots.
That
And
too.
there was a line of people buying fucking beach badges over the weekend.
Yeah,
Like
and then my thing is too. I'm like, okay, in terms of how you dress, you know the thoughts come out in summer. So I'm like, the shorts get shorter, the clothes get less. So I'm like,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
what kind of risk does that pose now? Because we don't really know.
God bless you.
Thank you.
I don't. I'm not really sure, but I mean, exposing your body like that in general with the sun is not always the best thing. Um,
Yeah,
but
I like short shorts.
I mean, I like wearing shorts too in the summer, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
I'll
don't know
wear
about it.
them, but I might stay inside.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was thinking about that. Like I was watching a news show and I was like, what would make you feel comfortable to go back outside? And I thought about it and I thought about it and I was like, I really don't know.
Time. It's really time though. That's
I'm like, I need like to not see anybody die today from COVID. Maybe
no,
that
no,
might
no,
make
no.
me
I
feel
need like
better.
2 or 3 months where nobody dies from COVID.
You know what I'm saying? Like I need to know that shit ain't completely fucked up still. You know, but
Nice cup.
right? A nice tall glass of shut the fuck up. I love this cup.
Yeah. No, but I will miss like being at the beach and going down the shore and getting cheesesteaks and things of that nature.
Yeah, because I
But I
mean,
think
the best time in the Northeast is right now.
I will be able to sacrifice. I mean, it's
Yeah.
tempting to go, but it's like, do I want to be around? Do I want to risk my health when I just got tested and I won't
And
have it?
that's the
I
thing
want to
I'm
stay
thinking about
negative.
too. I drove past Lounge 46 today and I was thinking about it and I'm like, okay, if I go out to like a bar or a club, it's usually in the summer because I don't go out that much. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, like clubs are not gonna be a thing as we know it anymore. You know?
Yo,
Like these
facts.
massive jam-packed parties that we grew up doing, that's not going to really be a thing anymore. So I'm wondering what the culture is going to be like up here, because anybody that knows the Northeast, this time of year is when everybody comes out. There's parties, there's festivals, there's rooftop bars, there's brunches, there's all kind of different things that you can do that only are available to you in the summertime. So I'm wondering what that's going to look like here. You
There's
know,
gonna be two.
what's the culture going to change into here?
There's gonna be two types of people. There's gonna be people that risk it and don't give a fucking open back up if Governor Murphy allows it, and then people that are gonna go there, and then there's gonna be people that don't risk it and just stay quarantined until everything's pretty much cleared up. But there are a lot of things that are online. People are doing like Zoom parties. Like I
Yeah.
think Steve Aoki did one. My friend always does one like every Friday. That somebody's
Yeah,
having a
the versus
party.
battles have been pretty fun. My
I
personal
saw
favorite.
Nelly and Ludacris. Well, I didn't
And I
see the whole
missed
thing. I
it.
didn't see the
Also
whole
that.
thing, but I saw the beginning of it, and I'm sure that was fucking awesome. I
Yeah,
heard. I
the
heard.
Erica Badu and Joe Scott was, oh my God, it was an experience.
Heard they're gonna do Usher and Chris Brown. That might be
That'll
interesting
be
as
fun
well.
too. That'll be fun too. It's just been
But
cool to see people like, especially artists, because like, oh my gosh, shout out to all the artists right now that are going through it, that they can't work. But it's cool to just
that
see.
they are like a lot of artists I know are working. They're putting in like the overtime with this shit, like
Yeah,
creating things
creating
every
the
day.
content, but the thing is that money is not going to be show money. It's
Oh
just,
yeah, oh
it's
and
not sustainable money. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like that's something that can
They're
become
not
sustainable,
performing.
but they're not like where they get their bread and butter from. They can't do right now. So like it sucks, but it's nice to see, like you said, they're still finding ways to create. They're still getting out there. They're still doing their thing, and trying however they can to still show up. So I think that's dope too. But
I always support our artists of in any realm.
yeah,
My one friend does like paintings and things of that nature. I bought a picture from her, and then my boy, he's a rapper, so I try to promote his stuff as much as I can. But like, there's only so much they can do right now. But they
exactly.
are creating and building their craft, like kind of what we're trying to do. You know what I mean? Like, even though we had some obstacles, we still
Yeah,
worked at it.
it's about that perseverance.
Exactly. Gotta
Yeah,
just keep with it. Keep with it.
and you bringing up painters, that reminds me. I just found out that my little cousin from down south, Keontae, is a painter.
Oh shit.
And when I tell you this girl is fire, she did like this dope ass piece for her mom with a black woman with an afro and it had the Puerto Rican flag in the back, and it's just like
Oh shit.
fucking fire. Of course,
Yeah.
we're Puerto Rican, so this has Puerto Rican flags on it. But I was so proud of her because she's 16 and she's so creative and she has like very abstract work. I was like, I will pay you to give me a piece from my house.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, you gotta encourage
because
creative things right now.
Exactly. You saying that completely just reminded me of that. And I was so proud of her because I'm like, you can just see that that it's pure creativity. It's not just her copying something. So like,
Does she have like an Etsy or anything, or she just does it for fun right now?
she's doing it for fun right now, but she does have an Instagram. I'm gonna, you know what? I should link her when we do our social media stuff. I'll link her so we can show her a bit of love, and you tell me about your homies and we can link them in there too.
Oh
But
yeah, for sure.
definitely shout out to all the creatives out there because I know it's tough for all of us right now. But you guys just keep your heads up and keep doing what you're doing because we're making this time go by for people.
For real. You know what I said to
How much they're
Vanessa?
helping a lot of people.
I said to Vanessa the other day, I'm like, yo, I miss going to the movies. I don't even miss going to the bar. I miss going to the movies.
Bro, you know what I miss? Going to get fucking sushi.
Oh, sushi too. I haven't had sushi.
And sushi makes me scared because it's raw.
Well, yeah, they're saying like not to
And
eat.
there's like food shortages and shit right now.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
they said cold cuts, anything cold, you gotta be careful with.
I know, but
I've been trying to
sushi.
try to have a hot beverage every day too. I've been making my ginger tea or regular tea, coffee.
You know me with the coffee. I need to stop drinking coffee.
But
my name is Kayla, and I'm a certified caffeine addict. Hello.
At least it's not crack.
Yeah, at least it's not crack. If it was crack, my eyes be skinny as shit.
Anytime I spend too much money on something, I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Vanessa's like, well, at least it wasn't crack.
Are you guys having a case of impulse buys too? Because like
I just recently started. I didn't really have them in the beginning. I was like trying to be good. I'm trying to save my money. We're trying to buy a house, things of that nature. But recently, I'm getting these government checks. I'm like, well, it's not really my money anyway. I'm gonna have to pay it back at some point. So let me just buy some things that'll make me feel better. I
Yeah,
mean,
I've gone kind of ape shit on buying CBD products.
but I know I did do that too. But also, I bought like $60 of Baby Yoda merch yesterday. So shout out to
Don't
that.
feel bad
Hopefully
because I
it'll.
had to stop myself from buying an $80 versus hoodie for Joe Scott Erica
Oh
Badu.
damn!
I
Shit.
was like, but it's flying, it's orange, I need it.
Yeah, you know what? I wanted to buy a bunch of hoodies too, and I stopped myself because I'm like, why would I pay over $50 for a hoodie? Like normally I wouldn't do that.
Exactly.
I
I'm
don't
like,
got
I
that
gotta
kind of money.
stop myself because I be wilding. There's mad stuff that I was like, ugh. But what do you want to get to next for what we have here?
We
We
talked.
got
Did we talk about what we were watching? And I mean, I brought up
we
Charmed
have
for a
it.
bit.
Do you want to add that to our Westworld conversation or you want to talk Takashi 69?
Uh, I say we talk about what we're watching, then we roll into the Westworld and cut. We leave Takashi for
And
the end.
leave the fuckery for last. I like it.
Yeah, fucking Takashi, man.
So guys, we are gonna talk about what we've been watching, but dun dun dun, Tara has finished Westworld, so we can finally talk about it. Yeah,
Hey. Hey, we're all caught up. It was
yes,
dope. You watched the finale too, right?
yes, ma'am, faithfully.
Okay, okay.
So give me your full picture now that you've seen Westworld. How do you feel about Westworld? What do you think? What do
Westworld, I
you like
love it.
about it?
I think it's a good story and a good message that they're trying to put out there for people. I think it's different from what HBO has been doing. I like that they're putting their money into something like this. I know there was a movie back in the day, the Westworld movie, but this is definitely something that needed all that CGI and things of that nature. But I like that they kind of start off season 1 trying to say like uh you have to tap into like in your mind. The maze is right in their head. It's not an
Yeah,
actual maze. And that's true. I believe in all that shit. Your third eye and things of that nature. And they're trying to say like the robots even have it. So
yeah. I love so many things about that show because I
mm,
feel like it touches so many parts. Like you said, the messaging touches so many different things that people deal with in an unconventional
mm.
way. Excuse
And
me.
even
Yeah,
the what are they called? The robots, the guests,
hosts.
the host. Even the host, like you see, they do go through like human. They humanize them. They go through human things where they're trying to figure out who they are and like figure out what emotions are and things like that and how people operate and
Mm,
they problem
dropping shit.
solve. But yeah, I really I like the writing on the show, and the actors are awesome.
Yeah.
What's her name? Evan Rachel Wood, who plays Dolores. She's great, and Thandi, I forgot her last name, but
The
she
character
plays
that
Maeve.
plays Maeve. Yeah.
Yeah, she's great. I mean, everybody on the show, it's awesome. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
what I love the most too with this cast is they do a very good job of making it a multicultural cast,
Oh
but
yeah,
it's
for
not
sure.
about that. You know what I mean? Like it's a story that you can pull so much from it, but there's all different types of people, all different types of perspective. And what's going on in the world has nothing to do with who they are specifically. It's all about how the world affects them
Hmm.
specifically, you know?
Yeah, facts.
It's not the you versus them, it's the them versus you and how that them works, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's just so dope. But
Where?
that kick-ass scene when Dolores and Maeve finally fight,
Yeah, that was dope. That was
that
crazy.
was
I was
insane.
screaming. I was in the house screaming at the TV. I'm like, ah,
I
who's
know,
gonna
because
live?
for those of y'all that don't know, she loves Dolores and I love Maeve.
I mean, I love both of them,
They're
and
two sides of the same coin, I feel
I
like.
was actually like rooting for Maeve because she was like the underdog. Because Dolores, I feel like has more fight experience in her, and where Maeve is more like low key, but she's still a badass and has like that samurai training. So you're like,
Mhm.
oh, okay. And she fucks up. Dolores takes her arm off. So it was great.
Yeah, and I feel like too, what's cool about them is like you see what happens based on their like, because they're very similar people, but their
Hmm.
motivations are different.
Oh yeah, for sure, for
So like
sure.
with Maeve, her motivation is her daughter. So everything that she does is centered around her daughter. You know, that's
Hmm.
her main objective. Where Dolores has more of a altruistic view of things, but it's almost altruistic to a fault. Like both of
Mm.
their main objectives could take them down the wrong path very quickly if they don't see things, see things for what they really are. Which I
Yeah,
think goes into what you were saying about Dolores yesterday. That Dolores, she developed once she went into the world. She kind of developed her plan differently and didn't execute things the same way just based on the information that she gathered from having more life experience.
yeah. Maeve, I feel like is more. She knows how to. She's very charismatic and gets her way talking to people. Where Dolores manipulates the whole system. Like she kept hacking shit and getting what she wanted that way. So they're
Yeah,
both powerful women on different levels, and they go about things differently. But I think Dolores had a little bit of an egotistical like thing going
yeah,
on
I
in
feel like she
season
kind of has
2.
a god complex.
And then season 3, it definitely she humbled herself. Like she
Yeah,
went out to the into the world and saw, oh, this isn't Westworld. Like, I'm not gonna. If I die, I die. Like I'm fucked here. So
yeah,
she definitely humbled herself a little bit more in season 3. Um, and I mean, I don't know if she's completely right about certain things, but she has a more realistic view than other people, because I don't think she like runs on emotion, because she's not really like connected to anybody. Like, who is she connected to anymore but herself? Because
yeah.
she made clones of herself. So she's just, I don't know.
No, that makes a lot of sense. I feel like that's a thing with Dolores for sure, that she doesn't have those same emotional connections, so she doesn't have those boundaries. She kind of looks for what she thinks is right. But
Hmm.
I think that's where that humbling part, like you said, came in, is that she realized like there's still levels to the shit, like it's not so
Well,
clear cut.
at the end of the day, a she's a computer. Like
Mm-hmm.
she runs on logic. She doesn't run on like emotion and logic. She doesn't have that balance always. And I think she's starting to, even though like they
Mm-hmm.
said she's dead. So I don't know if she's coming back next season.
Yeah, we'll see about
But
that.
she just needs more of that balance, where I think Maeve has a little bit more of that balance.
Yeah.
And knows when to, because she was working for that guy in season 3 for a little bit, and then she realized like, oh, fuck this guy, like he's using me, kind of thing. And then
Yeah,
she went and
she realized like the ends just doesn't justify the means. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
they're still they learn quick, but then there's other things where they don't learn quick, and it takes them a while. They're like, oh shit, okay, like I should have did
But
this
I
and
think that
you
goes
know
back to the human condition as well, because that's us. There's certain decisions that you probably can think of from your early 20s that you're like, damn, I would have done that, but adjusted it this way and it would have worked
mm,
better.
yeah, for sure,
That's
for
that
sure.
life experience component. And it kind of asks the question, are what makes you you? Is it
Hmm.
your experiences? Or is it how you were raised? Is it your
It's
DNA?
all of those things.
Or is it all those things in one? Or is it something else altogether?
Mm.
Is it your little circle that's in your head,
Your
that
third
all
eye.
that's, that little piece that it's stuck to.
Mm.
So it's, I find that really interesting about it. But the effects,
Decalcify your pineal gland.
that thing, what she said. Hmm.
No, but yeah, I was impressed. It left
Yeah.
me wanting more.
And now we
And
have to wait 2 years
next,
for it.
yeah, yeah.
But
Hopefully,
that was
it'll
dope.
get a little bit of bigger fan base by then. People are home watching shit. They're catching up on Westworld now, and then maybe they'll jump on the bandwagon next season because
Yeah, let's
there
see.
might be a male lead this time because
Yeah.
it's been
For the last
pretty.
2 seasons, it's been female leads, which has been really cool to see
I
too.
mean, there's Bernard though too. He's kind of like a lead, but he's not like I wouldn't say he's as
He's kind of a
powerful.
looming character right now, but I know he's gonna take a more important role as things go on because he is the key.
If they fucking teach Bernard how to fight, he'd be badass.
But Bernard does know how to fight.
But like he's not
It's
fighting
just that's one side
David.
of his brain that doesn't access because he will kill you. He can't
True,
fight
true.
him.
He killed that chick in season 1. So his lover wasn't. I don't even know Meredith or whatever the fuck her name was. Kayla's coughing up a storm.
It's mostly allergies because this is CBD. So
Oh
not
well,
even
you know
that.
what? Sometimes the CBD does that to me too,
Yeah,
because the
I took it
pollen
too
on
much
it and
smoke.
shit. Yeah. But
But
anyway,
yeah.
what
But
else you want?
I just finished watching Hollywood on Netflix. That was pretty cool.
What's that about? Is it like legit about Hollywood?
It's like a alternate world of like the golden age of Hollywood.
Okay.
So basically it's about, long story short, it's about how the first film with a black female lead and a multicultural cast got put together. But it's like I said, it's an alternate world. So it's like if it would have happened back then, how this would have worked and what that would have been like. But it's a really dope show. Excuse me. Not for kids. It is a very adult show, but
A
it's
lot of shows on Netflix aren't really
super
for
dope.
kids.
Yeah, I liked it. It was really cool. And I've been watching another show called Vida. That's about two Mexican sisters that their mom passes away and leaves her bar to them, and they go back and they find out all these secrets that their mother kept from them all this time.
Mm-hmm.
That's been cool. Let me think. Let me think. I did watch Dave. Dave is done. That was fun.
Dave was dope. Yeah, I like Dave.
Yes, that was a
I
lot of
like Little
fun.
Dicky though. I've been a Little
Yeah, I
Dicky
like
fan
Little
for
Dicky.
like 10 years anyway.
Yeah, Little Dicky's cool. That's also been really good. We just finished Ozark. That was dope.
I heard good things about Ozark, but
Oh,
shit always puts me to sleep.
recently, I like the other day I just finished it. The Nicky Jam show on Netflix. It's like a
What is it called? Nicky
autobiographical.
Jams?
Nicky Jam. He's
Okay.
a reggaeton rapper from Puerto
Okay,
Rico.
okay.
Well, he's like from the States and Puerto Rico, but
Okay.
it's basically like the story of his come up because he was in a group with Daddy Yankee when they first came out.
Uh-huh.
So like if you hear some of the songs, you'll be like, oh shit, I remember that from high school.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a autobiographical drama. So in between showing like reenactments of things of his life, he's talking about his story. It's like 8 episodes, but it was really good, like really good and
well written.
Extremely well written, and I learned a lot about him. And like I feel like even as a fan, I didn't know him the way I feel like I know him now. So
Yeah.
it's really, really cool. But that's pretty much what we've been watching.
That's cool. That's good.
I mean, we're still watching The Flash and stuff like that, but
yeah,
like those are our regular shows that haven't come
regular
back yet.
shows. Yeah.
And I have to find shows because all my summer shows aren't coming.
Dang.
I gotta wait for Queen of the South until the end of the year. I have to wait for Animal Kingdom to the end of the year.
Have you been?
Do you Snowfall coming back?
Do you watch Insecure or no?
I can't get into Insecure.
Oh damn!
I'm probably like one of the only black women that don't watch that show.
I love Issa Rae though. I have I
like Issa Rae though.
She's awkward, and I feel I relate to that part of her. She does weird shit and says weird shit, and I'm just like, yo, she's wilding for this. But everybody was pissed because the last episode that came out, her girl like fucked her over, like her best friend, and it was just wild. So everybody was tweeting at the actress that plays her friend on the show, and like fucking, she had to like shut off, like put her shit on like mute so she wouldn't be getting all the messages because it was just like hate. Everybody was pissed at her.
Yeah, I
did some fuck shit.
Talking about that.
Yeah, she did some fuck
I
shit.
mean, I like when I hear the storyline, it sounds really good. I just haven't been able to like
I
really
feel
sink
like
my
you would
teeth
like
into
that.
it. I
Yeah.
tried. I don't know what it is about it. Like it just doesn't resonate with me, right? Maybe I gotta give it a
First, the
chance.
first season is kind of hard to not to get through, but it's got a slow start. It's just
Maybe that's what
explaining.
it is.
It's explaining like what they're going through, but like not everything's made for everybody, so you might not
Yeah.
like it.
That's
So
something I think like once every once in a while you'll get through all your shows and you just need something to check out. That's
yeah,
one of
that's
those
one
that
of
I'm
those shows
saving
for
for
me too.
then.
Yeah, that's one of those shows too. Like I don't like watch it religiously, but when I see that there's a few new episodes, I'll catch up. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, this is good to pass the time.
Like the show The Magicians, I'm like that with them.
Oh,
The
Magician slept
Magicians is
on.
so good.
So good.
But The
So good.
Magicians
I
is
haven't
one of
watched
those
the new
shows
season
that,
though.
yeah, the new season I have to finish catching, but that's one of those shows that so much shit happens in an episode that you can miss something really quick.
Oh yeah, you have to pay
So
attention.
yeah,
You have
I
to
have
pay
to like I
attention.
could rewatch an episode 3 times before I get it sometimes.
That's like
So
Westworld though too. I was similar thing,
exactly.
but magicians, yeah, they jump around to each character a lot. But
Yeah. For
I
those of
fucked
you
with
guys
that
that
show,
don't know, it's like Harry Potter but in college.
and like they
And
do
like mixed
wild
with
shit,
yeah, that mixed
pop
with like
culture,
pop culture and the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, like all of
kind of,
that kind
yeah,
of thrown into one, but it's a
and
dope
like
ass show too.
sex, a lot of sex. They be fucking
Yes,
a lot. They be fucking a lot.
they sure do. That show Hollywood I was telling you about, they was having sex a lot in that show.
Yeah.
Actually,
Oh,
man, I was
insecure
like
as well. I think that's just.
I was like, Benji, I don't want to sound stereotypical, but I'm like, the sex scenes in the show are really hot. So you definitely want to watch the show. Because I'm watching the show and I'm like, all the guys in the show are hot. And so are
Yeah.
the girls. And everybody's having sex.
Yo, that's just like the industry now. You know,
Oh
everybody's hot.
yeah, no,
Because even magicians, it's like they're all fucking hot.
yeah, like in Hollywood, the guys they work at a gas station that doesn't just pump gas.
Oh my god.
It's great. It's
It's like
fucking
that
great.
nude
I
barber
love it.
guy on Twitter. That nude
Something like
barber.
that. Similar. But
But
that's definitely I've been watching a couple cool things here and there and whatever and trying to catch up on some music. Like I was telling
where
I
oh
listened to
no, go.
yeah, I listened to West Side Gun from Griselda today, his project.
Uh-huh.
That was dope. But
Wait, you said
Griselda
it's a
is
group though,
fucking
right?
fire. Yeah. They're a group from upstate New York,
Mm.
like real gritty, old school New York hip hop kind of sound, but they're young guys, they're new. You know,
Mhm.
they're a new group, but they sound like they've got like a Wu-Tang kind of vibe to them. But that was really dope. I listened to Kaylani's project a little bit. That
Um
project, I couldn't get through it. I liked some of it. Some of it I really, really liked. There's a couple tracks I really did enjoy, but she's one of those artists that I'm still waiting for her to catch her stride for me to grow on her
yeah.
because I'll really love her work or I really won't. And I don't think it's based on her talent. I think she's talented. I just don't feel like I can relate, like you were saying.
Yeah, I don't really relate to a lot of her stuff is just like bashing her exes and things of that nature. I just don't feel it.
Yeah. And like I like some of that too, but I feel like it's not worded well all the time,
Mm.
you know? I feel like
Yeah.
she can use some help with writers and
Mm.
production. Like I feel like if she like her writing is good, it's not bad. But I feel like somebody to like, sometimes you can always have somebody proofread shit. I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah.
that's what it needs sometimes. And her production, she just needs somebody in there to like actually executive produce. Because I
Uh-huh.
feel like whoever's doing it, either she's not listening to them or they're not doing a good job. But
Yeah.
that's just me. I ain't shit.
Shout out to
Who gives a fuck
Kaylani.
what I
She's
think?
hot as fuck.
Yo, she's bad. And
When
her
she first came
whoever
out,
did
I
her
like
boob job did a great job.
yeah. I liked her original like stuff when she first came out. It was very like mellow and like very chill. She kind
Yeah.
of went in a different direction, but like your
Yeah, I
music
think
changes.
that's just
It
the growing
happens.
process too. Because I mean, she
Yeah.
was 19 then, and now she's like 24 or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a
She's
growing
young.
process.
She's
But
young.
yeah, but
Have you
she
heard the baby's new album at all?
the baby, I heard a little bit of it, and it was like, it sounded like all the other shit.
Yeah, and
I
it all starts to sound the same. There's a few
change
bangers,
up a
but
bit.
what happened?
I want to hear the baby change up a little bit.
Oh
Um,
yeah, for sure.
I did
He,
listen to Lil Baby's project. That was
okay.
actually good. I did like Lil Baby's project.
How about
Uh,
Drake?
yes, Drake. I did hear that as well.
Hmm.
That was cool too. I mean, for a throwaway project, I mean, it wasn't like I wouldn't say it's album great,
Yeah,
but
I wasn't impressed by it really, but
yeah,
same
but I mean,
song.
for somebody that's just trying to throw away some shit, those are some good throwaways, you know,
Mm,
just to get something out.
yeah, yeah. I gotta go back and listen to. I only listened to like a few of the songs,
Yeah,
but there
there's a
wasn't
couple on
anything that
there.
really caught my
You
attention
know
except for
what's
the
funny?
Eminem, like
Mm-hmm.
steal that he kind of just pretty much made the same exact song. Like
Yeah, true.
the hook and the chorus was still exactly the same. He probably called up M like, "Yo, bro, I'm just gonna use your song."
Right.
And he
Like,
sent
we're
him
gonna
his
make
money.
mad money, just go with it.
Yeah, yeah, for real.
Yeah, I listened to Chris Brown and Young Thug's project, Slime and B. That was
Oh,
pretty good.
I didn't even know they put on. I don't really
Yeah,
listen to
they
either
put that
one.
out last week. It was
Okay.
the thing is their music is like some of it gets redundant for me because it's just not my demographic, I guess.
Yeah.
But it was a good project. I enjoyed it. That was cool too. I listened to Bad Bunny's project, which he did another throwaway project.
Yeah.
That was fire, but I love everything that Bad Bunny does.
Mhm.
And who else did I listen to today?
My brother's girl got a Bad Bunny mask.
That's fire. I need it. Oh my God, I saw a Golden Girls mask. I
I
need
saw that
that
one
shit in my
too.
life. Picture it, 2020.
No, but
Picture it,
yeah,
Brooklyn.
I haven't really been. I've been listening to like a lot of playlists and things of that nature besides like the Haley Williams album, but I know
Yeah.
that's not really your vibe. But
No,
it was
I like
really
Haley Williams. I
it
got to
was
hear part. I haven't finished it. That's the only reason I didn't bring it up because I did start that album.
um it's different from definitely what Paramore was doing, so I
Hmm.
really appreciate like the sound, the growth in her sound and things of that nature. I'm not in love with the whole album, not all the songs, but like as a whole, it's not
And
horrible.
she's an
It's just
amazing vocalist. Period.
oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
She's
She shows out. She
phenomenal.
shows out.
She does. She's definitely dope. But speaking of new music,
Oh, your
my
boy, Gooba.
my boy is back.
Last but not least.
Right? Save the fuck shit for last. So you mentioned to me off camera about him going back and forth with Snoop
Oh
and the
my
whole
god.
Ariana
Did you go
Grande Justin Bieber thing. Well, I
you
checked
looked
in
into
with
it?
one of my hood blogs and they had a
Uh-uh.
little 10-minute video explaining it all and I was like, "Oh, this is a bunch of fuckery."
Yeah, yeah, it really is. It really is.
It is. He's just coming back and just trying to
He's a
like
troll. Like he is a glorified troll. That's really like what it comes down to. People don't
yeah.
understand it. That it's
Because
like
otherwise,
it's
you
an
dumb,
act.
stupid, or dumb.
Yeah, exactly. You dumb, stupid, or dumb. I'm mad. You mad. I'm back. Or whatever the fuck he says in the song. It's all
Yeah.
very, very simplified
All I
lyrics.
know is he better leave my Uncle Snoop alone. He
Yeah,
better
he's
leave
coming
my
from the
Uncle Snoop.
wrong one with that. I think Snoop still got killers around him. He could make a few
What?
phone calls and
That's a
kind of
cousin. That's a phone call.
exactly, exactly.
You know?
He still reps Crip
What?
heavily in his music. So I don't
Listen,
know what the fuck Takashi thinks he's
you can
doing.
move the boy out the hood, but the hood never moves out the boy.
Nah, nah.
So
But
you
he was
better
trying
leave
to.
my Theo alone.
You saw what Takashi was doing. He had he had his girl or somebody a phone call where Snoop was calling some girl trying to meet up with her, and I was
No,
like,
but this is the bullshit. That chick that he was talking about, that girl has had multiple videos on the internet over the last however long where she's claiming that she slept with rappers, took pictures in the bed with rappers. Like she's known for doing that.
mm,
So like if it's true or not is iffy because she's also said she's been pregnant by people and then it comes out that she's not pregnant at all and like she's known for doing that kind of shit. So I mean, it could
yeah.
be very well true. It could be
I
true.
mean,
But
it
he
could
said
have
he
been
did
a
call.
manipulated video as well. Like I don't know if it's 100%
Yeah.
legit. Like anything you see nowadays, you can't just believe because like it's so easy to edit things now to where you want
Yeah.
people to believe it. But at the end of the day, like, Snoop is gonna be more respected than somebody like Tekashi.
Yeah, but I also feel like that goes back to how you carry yourself as a person,
Mm.
because it's very clear how Takashi carries himself and the integrity that he has. Because all the conversation that we're having about this dude, we wouldn't be having it if that wasn't the case.
Mm.
Because I
But
mean,
that's what
they're
I think.
like
That's why
him
I think he
snitching,
stays
him
relevant.
being rude to legends in the game, him like going on Instagram Live to bitch at Billboard instead of letting his label handle it. Like all those little different things. Like it's one of those where like, okay, you even if you're a little bit right now, we can't have your back because you're fucking up. You're looking crazy out here. But I don't think he cares about that either. I think that
Oh no, definitely
he's
not.
the king of any publicity is good publicity.
Unfortunately, yes, and I think because he's not naturally musically inclined or talented, he relies heavily on this act, on this trolling thing.
Wait. So you're telling me that rhyming dumb, stupid, and dumb in the same line is not supposed to happen? Like, those things mean the same thing, right?
Oh my
But like, I
god.
thought that's why it would make sense.
But
You
his
want to be
music,
dumb, stupid, or dumb. That's talent, yo.
yep, no.
That's talent.
The thing is though, like, I'm not gonna lie, it's fun. So like I will listen to it. I'm not gonna be the one not listening to it. You know, like I'm not gonna be
Yeah.
the one hating like, oh, like, I mean his music is trash. Like I know it's garbage. But
But I'm
like
here for the car
candy,
crash.
we eat candy, we eat carbs all the time. We know it's not good for us. You know what I mean? So it's literally the equivalent of like what candy and all that shit is.
Yeah. I mean, like
But
I
just for
said,
my ears.
I'm here for the car crash. I want to see, I'm here for all the fuckery. I want to see all the fuckery. And then I want to see what happens when people get bored of him. I'm
Yeah.
curious.
I think that I think that if he didn't come back the way that he did, people would have just been like, "Oh, fuck this!" Like he's
Yeah.
lame.
I mean, yeah,
But
he
people were
has to
waiting to
double
see
down.
what's gonna happen next.
Yeah. Who is banging shit in my house?
Takashi's there. He heard us
Right?
talking shit.
He was like, oh, I'm dumb, bitch. Bah, 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 bah. Which reminds me, speaking of fucking dumb people, bro,
Uh-oh.
in my house, not in my house. This is 2 days ago. We're pulling up to my house and it's 12 o'clock at night. This must have been Saturday. Why are there 50 people outside my house
Oh
party?
my god.
50. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not joking. There were cars double parked from one end of the block all the way to the other end of the block. I literally couldn't drive down my block because there were so many cars backed up. And all you smell is weed and hookah and hear them both playing. And I'm sitting there like, y'all making me anxious. And I have to get in my house. Dude, I had to park my car, and then to come up to the house, I gotta walk through all these people and go inside. None of them got, all they nasty asses don't got no mask on. They don't got no gloves.
Oh no. But this is why Patterson has like the highest number of COVID
I
because
was like, I don't ever want to go outside again, dude.
people just don't give a fuck. But I've been hearing a lot of these stories. Like my one, like Jenny, she lives in Jersey City, and she's said the same thing. People outside playing dice and shit. Like they're playing fucking dice.
Yes, my cousin was telling me that, yo, I have 10 on it. Outside her do it right now. Like, that's the kind of shit that we're dealing with. And that's the thing, like,
ignorance is
like, I noticed in the areas where it's more families and more one family homes, like you can tell it's a more family oriented neighborhood. You don't see that. It's completely quiet. Everybody's where they're supposed to be. The streets are clear. But once you come into where the drugs are, they don't pay attention.
But that's the thing. The cops need to be breaking this shit up and telling people like you need to be inside.
But on top of that too, when you're understaffed, it's hard to do that.
Yeah. I don't know. Hopefully,
once he was just sleeping, he gonna wake up, be all nasty and barking.
He wants to go outside. He wants to be outside.
Oh, Quincy be like, who on my block? Who's on my block? What the fuck you talking about? Who's on my block?
Put your mask on. Wash your hands. Wash your
What
ass.
nasty? Why you outside my house?
But yeah, they're pretty much the same as Takashi.
Yeah, basically. I swear we should have interviewed Quincy for this episode. Because he was definitely our co-host this episode.
Yo, for real.
We're going to have to be like Untamed Gems featuring Quincy Jones.
we need a dog translator.
Right? Yo, if we had like the collar like an up, where like...
Oh, yeah! Hi, I'm Doug.
He probably sitting there like, Mom, why are you looking at two screens at the same time? Turn the TV on. I want to hear Lucky Day.
But I think this was a good welcome back episode here.
Yep. We
hit everything, right? We hit all the topics.
Yeah. We hit all of our topics
and more.
Right, and a little bit more. Right.
Drop some gems for you hoes.
Right, bitches. Now that we got all of this technology shit down, hopefully we can get something else up soon, and it won't be too much longer before another episode. We will keep you guys posted. We are talking about doing a couple special things for the pod.
Oh, we didn't talk about the cropped hoodie. Sorry.
Oh, shit, cropped hoodies. No cropped hoodies. They're pointless.
Why wear a fucking hoodie if you're going to show your stomach?
I mean, if it's cropped below the belly button, I'll take it.
Yeah, I fucks with that.
If it's cropped above the belly button,
why?
Wow.
4K.
Wow.
Anyway, keep going. What you were saying?
Yeah, we're gonna try to do some special stuff for the pod. To try to interact with you guys a little bit more. Bear with us. I really appreciate everybody that's been asking us how we're doing and what's going on with us and supporting us so far. We've got a lot of challenges, but we're working through them step by step. And gonna try to get that Instagram updated and get some more content out to you guys so that we can keep this party rocking. But yeah, thanks again for listening, guys, and be safe. Wash your ass, take care of your family, hug your mama,
wash your hands. Yep.
Girlfriends, be nice to your boyfriends. Actually, significant others, period. Be nice. We don't want to waste the police's time with domestic violence calls because y'all arguing again and the neighbors don't call the cops. Let's all be nice to each other and enjoy this time.
Compromise.
Let's be good humans. Just think.
Yeah. Be good to people.
Yes. Now think of it. When you're about to deal with some bullshit, think to yourself, would Donald Trump do this? And if you can say yes, just don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't fucking do it. Don't put whatever.
Don't take hydrochloroquine unless you're supervised by a doctor.
No, fact.
And on top of that, don't spend your relief check all in one place, guys.
Yeah, save that shit. Invest that shit. Buy some Bitcoin, yo. I made fucking $200 already.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Real nigga shit. All right, but yeah, so that is end of the episodes. Catch you bitches next time. And all that.
Gang.
Gang.